I hope this is not too close. Or whatever. We're in the Snake River. I'm doing this analog. And I have a callus from sewing. Well, it's beginnings of a callus, but right now it's raw, so my finger is killing me. I was wrong about the Snake River origins. It did not start in Oregon. It ended in Oregon. It's 1,078 miles. It goes from Yellowstone, which it grew out of a volcanic hotspot in Yellowstone, to the Columbia River. It's the biggest tributary off the Columbia River, which is huge in the Pacific Northwest. Shoshone Indians, the Native Americans this is some important facts. Shoshone Indians, the Northern Paiute. I need to check my spelling. I thought I had it here, but I don't. I guess I can look it up right here. Lewis and Clark. That's how we stole it. From the natives. Shoshone Falls, which I have been to. Oregon Trail, which was huge in the development of the immigrants, us, to the Pacific Northwest. So let me see if I spelled Northern Paiute right. Ah, no, I did not. Okay. P-A-I-U-T-E. Okay. I think that's all the facts I'm going to need. And I won't use them all on this page, but I'm going to use this. This is a... sorry. It's only 4 o'clock in the morning and I've been up since 1. And never mind. Okay. So... this is what they called a parfleche, which I'm not sure what. Let's look up parfleche. No, we're not going to be on the internet the whole time here today. But this is how I do some of my research, what little research I do, to try to get some... Oh. A Native American rawhide container. Okay. And they're usually made out of buffalo hides. Dried meats. They would trade with the French fur traders. It was also tough enough to be used as a shield. Its origins are to parry or to defend, meaning and blah blah blah, arrows. They could defend arrows with these things. Women were usually the main creators. They stretched out the rawhide from buffaloes. Cool. They also used them and to serve as maps. So, okay. I have been doing a ton of painting. This is going to seem messy. And hopefully it's not too close. I think that hopefully is okay. I don't know what the man in the box is going to do. This was a magazine page. And it slipped out, so I just pulled it out. I have a lot of pieces of paper taped on here. And then I started making flowers. It's really kind of messy, abstract, grungy. And this won't but I would like to elaborate on this style. Oh, and these were the pages that I started yesterday. I put a picture of them at the end of my video, but you can't see, but this is a lot of texture and wrinkles and cracks. Yes, you can do this with textured paint. I think you're supposed to use not hydrogen peroxide, the other one. Rubbing alcohol or something there like it. These are not my colors. I knew that going in. I was just experimenting, and I might use them actually in this spread because it kind of reflects some of the wildlife / Native American culture that's all along this river. Not as much as it used to be, but it used to be. Shoshone Indians, the Paiute, the Northern Paiutes, which I just ordered a book about on used books on Amazon. I think I paid $3 for Chief Marin, who was the namesake of the county where I grew up, Marin County, which is where Novato is, which is just across the Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco. I guess I knew that it was named for Chief Marin, but I don't remember knowing that. So I found a little book on Amazon, as one does when they're, scanning the interwebs. Okay, so let's get into this. I have a lot of plans. I don't know why some things strike me. I was fascinated, don't get me wrong, fascinated by the Ganges River. I don't think I gave it its just due. And I don't know if this fascinates me a little bit more because it's in America and I have been there. And I'm fascinated with Native American art, especially weaving, textiles, painting. I love Native American rugs, the patterns in them. I think it all stems back to my love of quilting. It all is tied in geometric shapes, colors to colors, fiber. It's all a family, and that is in my blood. Okay, I think I'm going to, I might do this on cardstock originally. Ooh. And then photocopy it. Yes, I'm in my pajamas, if you saw that. Maybe you won't, because I'm close up. This is just cardstock. I'm going to at least put in my, and I'm taking my sister to the doctor today, downtown Columbia, because we're not sure what her condition will be after these tests. So I gotta kind of, I don't know. That's not a problem. I just have to manage my time better today. Okay. I'm going to cut these apart so that I don't go off the rails as far as size. Although I couldn't shrink it in my photocopier because I'm probably going to end up photocopying this so that it fits better. Thinner is what I'm trying to say. I think, yeah, these are just a smidge too long. Well, we're just going to put some pencil marks. Stay within the lines. Tell me that, okay, if I get outside. I'm trying to keep this in frame. They used to have a little spot here, but it doesn't help if you move the camera around and then you forget where your spot was. Okay, so my goal here is to do this This is my goal. Let's get out another piece of paper. I got sidetracked by my goal. Okay, my goal is to paint it on here, transfer it on here. This is what I was trying to do, and I got sidetracked again. I just want to make a piece about that big. So I'm going to give me a couple little work spots here. And these lines are just so that I stay within the right size, because I have a tendency not to. Okay, yesterday I think I tricked y'all and said there's going to be, I'm working on something. I'm working on a couple things actually in my head and in reality. I am just crazy, and I love doing this and doing it on YouTube, even though I have no followers, which is not my main intention. I'm very grateful for the ones I do have. I think the ones that I do have know how grateful I am. Hopefully. Okay. Ooh, yeah. I don't fall over. This book is the book I started working on this in January of last year. I didn't do a lot in it, but in the last week I've done a ton. Well, a ton for me. This is kind of what I'm aiming towards today, but my focus will be here or something like that. I love this one. I actually like that too. This one's not done. This one's not done. I think this is a page just of paint swatches from a that I don't like. I'm going to do that one over again, which is the awesomeness of something like this. You just paint it again and you go forward again. Well, rats. Ooh. Okay. So, in doing some of this, a lot of this in the last couple days, I have lost it again. How do I lose so many things? Alright, I made another one out of a bunch of magazines that were old. This one I haven't really started, but I'm gluing things in there. Where did that pink piece of paper go? Didn't fall to the back. I had another white sheet that was pink. Oh, here it is. That could be something. Let's not lose that again. Okay. I like this. This is what we're doing. This is what we're using. Now, well, actually we're going to use them both. Bear with me. I'm working this out with you. This is how I do everything. I still have enough to play with here. Well, maybe the pink could have been used for both. Ooh, yes it can. Alright. I love the two together. Actually, I love this color. Jeez. This is what happens. Does this happen to other artists? It's a tad short, but I'm okay with that. Okay, if I do my piece of paper like that size, I can stretch the size of this. Okay, just leave it. Just leave it, Beth. Leave it, leave it, leave it. Okay. Woo. Now, background. Background for another day now. Whatever, for another day. So, my goal is to draw this. Well, somewhere I had a little ruler. I know I have the traveler's notebook thingies, whatever they call those things. Writing plate, whatever. Alright, well, I'll just use this because I can't find my other ruler. There. Oh! Nope. Okay. Nabbit. I never have all this stuff when I need it. And I say I don't, but it's usually here. After going through the bin 27,000 times, not being able to find things, and then poof, one day you go through that same bin and they're there. It's like, well, where have you been the other 27 times I looked here? That's what happened to my Amy Tangerine fonts. And that's kind of what happened with my Post-its that were gone for 2.5 months. They were right here the whole time. I don't know what that ruler is. Alright, quit procrastinating. Okay. And it doesn't have to be exact, and this little quilting injury is going to mess with my head. Actually, mess with my pain threshold. It's kind of like, this would make an awesome journal cover. Oh my goodness. And I think because it combines all these shapes that I love, that show up in quilting, in Jose Naranja's work, it's all there. This is very loose, purposely, but I'm loose, so this is working to my advantage this time. And it's not unlike the paper that Kurti gave me after she made my book from our trip in Peru, Geometrics, Natives, Native Peruvians. See, this is almost like a Ohio Star quilt pattern. But this is not the right space. Hopefully I'm not shaking the camera. Okay, let's start with the middle and work out. This is what we call a 9-patch in quilting, because there's 9 sections to it. This is very loose, very loose. And not exact, but theirs aren't either. And I think there's beauty in some of that. If I wanted to design it on a computer, I would have. which I really am wanting an iPad Pro, but there's no need. I don't need it. Less this year, remember, Beth? Less. Okay. And these look like flying geese patterns. And quilting is what they're called. Okay. Very loose. Keep that in your thought process here. I wonder. I'm going to do it in watercolor. Just wondering though if I could have done it in the India ink, the Doc Martens. I don't think I trust myself enough. So yeah, we're going to work on Indians. There's a big controversial salmon market here. Evel Knievel. So I haven't talked to my mom yet about that. I talked to her yesterday, but I forgot to ask her. This is kind of fast, but it's gonna work. I might actually speed this part up because I want to finish it here. Okay, I'm going to speed it up. So I'm going to paint this as if I were sitting on the prairie. Lots of tall grasses around me. My canvas from my buffalo hunt has been drying for days and days in the sun, and I've tanned it a very pale color with some grass dyes. And now I'm going to paint my replica of a Shoshone parfleche, which is kind of like a parchment envelope. And they would carry things in these to trade with the the French fur traders, the Kit Carson, and oh, good lord, Lewis and Clark, people types coming through. I don't know if they would have been. Never mind, that's too political. Okay, so I've used blueberry dyes, not really, and I've used grass dyes, and I've used wheat dyes, and I've used red berry dyes, and it is giving me the color of my piece of parchment, my parchment envelope that I'm making out of my tanned buffalo hide. Keep all that in mind, okay? Really, I'm painting on paper, cardstock, like I said, and using my Prima paints, which hands down probably are, well, yeah, they're the most used and the most loved, that's for sure, paints. They're good enough for what I do. When I become Van Gogh, I'll buy some Daniel Smith or something to that effect, if he's still around in 3030, because it's going to take me that long to learn how to paint. So, I wonder if there's a TV show in the United States called 2020. It's a news uh, type informative TV show that's been going for 30 years. But when they named it 2020, I wonder if they ever thought they'd be still being viewed probably in 2020. Now, that orange from my berries looks orange and neon orange. It's going to be toned down with another color that comes out a bit more uh, red berries,
huckleberries. Huckleberries might have been made be purple, but these were red berries along the trails, and it started coming out to neon pink. And I don't think that would have been unripe berries, and these were ripe when I picked them for my um, painting. You've seen me take a couple pictures. That's going to be for my upcoming thing. Um, so I'm going in now with a really light color to look like the dyed skin. In hindsight, I guess a real watercolor artist would have done the whole thing this color and then added color on top, but not so good at that kind of stuff. So I gotta use what God gave me. And in the end, I like all of this together very much, and it really makes a contrast, and a pretty contrast in my journal, with a lot of the things that I do are in bright colors. These are in real natural tones because I used all natural dyes on my buffalo hide, right? Remember? Uh-huh.
Google Beth. Google Beth. I don't dislike it. I'm going to turn it into a blanket though. Even though this was a parchment and it looks like old rawhide. Okay. We're getting there. I have to, even with all this white, it balances out this white. Love this. So yes, Yellowstone is over here. The river starts there from what did I say? A volcanic hotspot, which if you've been to Yellowstone or seen anything on Yellowstone, there's lots of lava, what do they call that stuff? There's hot springs and molten lava. Anyhow, that's how it was formed, and there's still lots of active stuff there. So it came up from over here, snakes around, no pun intended, that's why it was named this, comes all the way across here, all the way into here, and ends up into parts of Washington and ends up in Oregon, as flows into the Columbia River, which then flows into the Pacific. Love it. Oh yeah. Easily sidetracked here. Now, just because of the nature of my books, because I don't poop around and I get curvature of the spine, I'm going to put our parchment envelope here. I have to say, these are my Prima watercolors, which out of all the watercolor sets I have, I don't have Daniel Smith. I have Winsor Newton. I have Pelikan. I have what are these called, Curti? That you and I got in New York. Cotman. Oh, these are Winsor Newton. I have other ones that are student grade from Michaels in the little tubes. These are my favorite paints. Now, I haven't practiced it. Ooh, holy moly. I don't know if the graphic images, because there's no blending on here, if my new oil pastels would work on here, or my new India inks, the Doc Martens, which I haven't worked with enough. But I must say, these. Now, part of these are Jane Davenport's. No, they're in another thing. These are all Primas. Yeah. Decadent Pies, Tropical. Probably can't see because I'm so close. Decadent Pies, Tropicals, and the Classics. Give or take a few rattling around, it got loose. But, and this is just a pencil case that I got at the dollar store, and I glued them all in there. And they're my go-to for everything. And yes, I know if I had flip-flopped around, I wouldn't have such bad curvature of the spine. But it is the way I do it, and it's a issue I'm willing to put up with, because I'm not good at skipping around, covering up my white spots. Same thing I do with my hair, just not orange. This is just a piece of child's construction paper that I was using to mop up some hot spots. Hot spots. Volcanic, painting, or computers. Lesson for the day. Hot spots. Oh my gosh. Some people this would just cringe over. But me, I love it. So we turned in our parchment envelope and or shield from the Northern Paiutes along the Snake River into art in our traveler's notebook, which is Japanese. Do you see how I love all that happens? Now, I think I'm going to write on vellum, type it out, and print it on vellum. Some of the things that I have been talking about, the Paiutes, the origins of the river and a volcanic hotspot. It's 1,078 miles long. Shoshone Indians, salmon, Northern Paiutes, Lewis and Clark, Shoshone Falls, Oregon Trail. Put all that here, like in just bullet points on vellum. But I'm running out of time for right now. I gotta go get my sister to take a test with the urologist. Woohoo! Okay. Love it.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram here, and I'll see you all tomorrow.